Hi, I'm Bill Acker, owner and operator of Monterey Bay Hotel and YAP Divers, and I want to welcome you to our island and to my resort. The Monterey Bay is a resort that was built by divers, designed by divers, and is made especially for divers. Everything that we do here is based around the dive schedule and around dive times. A lot of people are very worried about traveling overseas, and Micronesia, of course, is about as far as you can get from the United States. But you travel on Continental Airline, we use the US dollar, English is the national language, the 110 power with 60 cycles, there's the same telephone system, same internet system. So this is a trip overseas with all the conveniences of home. The Monterey was first opened in 1990. We had 15 rooms when we opened, and we started with a theme that every room would be different. So every room is named for a sea creature. There are custom-made bedspreads, there's custom shower curtains, the paintings and the artwork, the photographs in the room all depict that particular sea animal. We have finished recently a huge expansion of about $2.5 million. And so now we're 35 rooms. We have 3 classes of rooms: deluxe ocean view, and standard rooms. The deluxe ocean view rooms have either a jacuzzi or a private plunge pool with gazebo and garden, or they're mini junior suites. The ocean view rooms all have private balconies. All of the rooms are tiled. All of the rooms have unique furniture. And we believe, and so do our guests, that this is the most comfortable, dedicated dive resort in Micronesia. One of the most unique things that we have is our restaurant. Our restaurant is on a wooden pinisi, which is an Indonesian trading ship. This ship is over 100 years old. She is 130 feet long, 40 feet wide, and is comprised of 4 decks. We have a very modern kitchen down in the bowels of the ship. There's a dedicated air-conditioned fine dining room, and then there's a fun bar, and then there's an even more fun bar on top called the Crow's Nest. Our cuisine is everything from European to local to Asian. Our main chefs are from Bali. One of the big things that we have is pizza. We make our own pizza. We have our own bakery here, so we do all of our own breads, including the pizza dough. But our pizzas are unique because we cut a hole out of the middle, and so we have Stone Money Pizza. And to go along with Stone Money Pizza, we've developed our own microbrewery. We're the only dive resort in the world with our own brewery. We have a Swiss brewmeister. We brew 2 different kinds of lager, a light lager and a dark lager. And in the lobby of the hotel, there's actually an operating microbrewery. So fresh beer and pizza is always available.
Good beer. Cheers.
Because the island of Yap is so unique, Yap is the only island in the world that uses stone money. These giant discs of stone were quarried in Palau, the last ones coming here in about 1900. And they still use stone money. We still have people in traditional dress, traditional dances go on a regular basis. We offer land tours for visitors to see and photograph in stone money banks in the villages. We offer cultural tours.
Yeah. All of these kids will be weaving baskets. Huh?
Really? You're very big boy already.
There's a lot of things to do in Yap that all involve nature and all involve the unique culture of Yap. We offer walking tours, bird watching tours. One of the things that we do here is a division called Yap Anglers, and we do 3 kinds of fishing. We have fly fishing, we have whipping for the giant trevallies, and the thing that we do the most of is trolling. A lot of individuals, after diving or on a day that they want to either rest between dives or the day they're leaving, then that we will take them fishing, and of course that's how we get the fresh catch of the day for the restaurant. But several of us are dedicated fishermen, and so we provide tours with all of the gear, all of the lures, and we will take you on either half-day or full-day fishing charters. Another feature of Manta Ray Bay Hotel and YAP Divers is our Planet Blue kayak tour operation. We offer the top-of-the-line touring kayaks along with custom paddles. We have 3 different tours through the mangrove ecosystem. These tours are tremendous ways to spend a non-diving afternoon or morning on the day that you're flying, or just any time in the middle of your trip. We will take you by boat with a guide. They will show you various endemic species of birds and lizards and other wildlife. You'll see men's houses.
Would you like to have some cold water?
You'll see stone money. And the peace and quiet of the kayak tour are just fantastic. And this is a very underappreciated and under-publicized part of what we do.
It's an incredible place. Everyone who comes to YAP should come see these mangroves.
So everything about the resort, from the rooms, from the diving to the restaurant, are all as unique as we can possibly make them. The Dive Center YAP Divers was opened in 1986. It's a PADI 5-star dive center, and it's built into the resort. Everything about the dive is based on the tides and on your schedule as a guest. So wake-up calls in the morning, the schedule for the dives, the schedule for breakfast, the schedule for dinner, everything is based around diving. YAP Divers consists of, among other things, 8 custom-built dive boats, everything from a 32-foot boat that will take a group of 20 down to a 21-foot boat that will take 4 people. All of the boats have custom-made tops, so there's permanent shade on the boats. They have custom dive ladders that are very easy to walk in and out of the water. We all have radios, cell phones, Dan O2 kits, Save a Dive kits. There's hot tea, ice water, and towels provided with the boats.
Never seen anything like it.
And special snacks between dives. The YAP Divers dive crew have all been with me for a minimum of 10 years. Some of them have been with me since we started, which was 20 years ago. They have thousands of dives. There's no one that knows the water like these guys, and they're delighted to give you individual attention. A few years ago, we added nitrox to the mix here, and nitrox is free for all divers, so you have a choice of air or 32% nitrox, which we produce by a membrane system. We also have 64 cubic foot tanks, 80 cubic foot tanks, or 100 cubic foot tanks. So depending on the amount of air you use and the size tank you want, we can fit anybody's needs. We believe great dive resorts are based on small things, and we try to take care of the small things here in the details. As an example, our rinse tanks for dive gear are lighted, so at night you can easily look into the tank and you can see if you've left any gear behind. Same thing, we have separate camera rinse tanks from gear rinse tanks. We have individual lockers for all of our guests. The lockers have places for hanging wetsuits and dive skins right there with your gear. We also have outdoor custom-built storage racks for drying gear when you're about ready to go home. So we've tried to think of all of the little things that make a traveling dive trip much easier and much more convenient. Obviously, YAP is, in our opinion, a world-class dive destination, and any world-class dive destination is built around underwater photography. We have our own in-house photography unit called Manta Visions, and Manta Visions not only has a resident photo pro that can help with video or still, but we also have what we call dedicated camera hotels. There are 6 units in the dive shop that have individual lights with magnifying glasses to work on cameras, that have 220 power and 110 power and European plugs, US plugs for charging batteries. There's air there for blowing off and drying cameras. There's a padded work table for each of these units, and there's lockable storage space for each of these units. So you can leave your camera in the dive shop 100% of the time and be ready to go on and off the boats at your convenience. A lot of people have a misconception that YAP is only mantas, that you come here for as few days as possible because the mantas are guaranteed and you're going to dive with manta rays. Surely you're going to dive with manta rays during your stay, but you're also going to dive with sharks, you're going to dive with humphead wrasse, you're going to dive with all kinds of macro creatures. There's just a multitude of dive subjects. YAP has basically 4 kinds of diving. There's fantastic walls here. We will let you in from a mooring with a dive guide. And so each of these walls, the dives are all drift dives. And then we will pick you up at the end of your dive. The boat will come directly to you. The manta rays are seen in channels. So there are 3 different channels where the mantas are. So depending on the tide, depending on the time of year, manta diving is a stationary dive in a channel, watching the mantas come to get clean. We've also found a lot of very good macro diving, and so this muck diving of Indonesian fame is going bigger and bigger and bigger. We might have the best mating mandarin fish dive in the world. On a nightly basis, you can see mandarin fish mating. And so there's 4 basic, different, distinct kinds of diving here. And this is all in a very small island that is 16 miles long by 6 miles wide. So all the dive sites are very close and very easy to get to. YAP has over 50 charted dive sites that have permanent moorings. There's also other dive sites that we're still discovering on a daily basis. So you, the guest, get to choose where you want to dive, based on tides, based on animals you want to see, based on difficulty, based on depth. We're here to give you suggestions. We're here to take you diving where you want to go and when you want to go. We believe wholeheartedly that the customer is king. And one of the ways that we do this is by giving you the type of diving that you want. We have 5 dives a day that are very easily doable. We have 2 kinds of night dives. There's the mandarin fish dive that is done at dusk, and then there's a full-on night dive where you'll see the creatures that come out at night that are different from the creatures on the reef during the day. Also, all of our schedules are based around that. So if you do a night dive, you don't have to worry about dinner. You don't have to have dinner ordered early and have it wrapped to your room. We will wait on you. Dinner will be cooked to your order when you finish diving. Okay, be sure when you come to YAP that not only are you ready for big animals and wide angle, which of course we're known for and of course we can provide, we've also, though, developed very, very good macro diving. So you want to be sure and bring that 105 lens with you because we're going to get different kinds of banded pipefish, lots and lots of nudibranchs, lots of different kinds of leaf fish. We have mantis shrimp. Of course, the different types of gobies with the commensal shrimp with them. The macro diving is some of the most exciting to me because I really have fallen in love with that muck diving and going slow, and I love picking through things and picking through the rubble and finding all of these just wonderful, exotic, hidden creatures. So be prepared for everything in YAP. There's two distinct manta viewing opportunities in YAP. One of them is where they come to the cleaning stations on a daily basis. And this is most effective during what we call the equatorial summer, which is early June to early November. You won't see as many rays, but you will see them very close and very personal. And they will stay with you for as much as the whole entire hour of the dive. Another dive that we have is during what is our spring and winter, which is mid-December to the first part of May. And at this time, the mantas are mating. And they are chasing each other in trains. Much like elephants at a zoo, you'll have one following each other in big long lines. They will stop and do these intricate mating dances. Regardless of which time of year you're here, the mantas are very acquisitive, and so in YAP they have been dived with for enough years now and by enough people that if our guest will behave, will listen to the dive guides, these animals are very inquisitive and they will come right up to you, they will look at you. You can see the eye moving. And you have a very good chance of getting extremely good photographs and just good visual images and experiences with these big, gentle giants. One of the more popular dives in YAP is a dive that YAP is not known for, and that is sharks. We have a lot of sharks here, and we have several different dive sites that do different things. One of the most popular ones is Vertigo. And Vertigo is a dive where sharks are always prevalent in big numbers. And by putting down a little bit of food, they will come very, very close to you. And they give exciting, not only photographic opportunities, but just opportunities to really watch these beautiful creatures in a natural setting. There are oceanic white-tip sharks here, oceanic silver-tip sharks. We have at these shark feeds, you will get gray reef sharks, you'll get black-tip reef sharks, and you'll get white-tip reef sharks. And every now and then a big silkie will come by and just look and see what's going on, and that always gets people pretty excited. Certainly a highlight of YAP, obviously the manta rays people know about. I've talked a little bit about the sharks, but one of the stars of the show are the mandarin fish. Each night at about dusk, we have multiple pairs of mandarin fish that mate. And so you'll have one male with 5 or 6 females, or sometimes another male will try to horn in on on one male. So then these two males will end up fighting for dominance. But each night, very up close and personal, you will see mating mandarin fish. I really believe this island is about to be discovered. This island, because of, as we've talked about, the ability to travel away from the United States but still almost be in the United States, the unique culture that is just gone from most places, the wonderful array of diving, the services and the attention to detail that the Yapese people have, that certainly our staff have. We are here to pamper people.
Oh, another great day of diving, Bill.
That's what we like to
What
hear.
a great place.
Word of mouth is getting out, and YAP is just sitting here, this little jewel that is about to be discovered.
I just have to let you know that your staff has gone out of their way to make sure that we enjoy this experience, that we would see things that we would never see anywhere else, and that they find clear water for us, they know where the currents are, and they arrange the entire diving experience around us getting the best diving value anywhere. And I just wanted to say thanks for giving me that experience. It was unbelievable. Here's to some great beer, good times, and diving like you wouldn't believe.
Cheers.
Cheers.